Okay, so we're looking at the specimen paper for P456. This is a 6-mark question of the P6 variety, looking at radioactive waste. The question says, a nuclear reactor produces radioactive materials for use in hospitals. The radioactive materials are used to treat patients. Identify the different types of radioactive waste generated by the production and use of these radioactive materials and describe how the waste should be dealt with. So let's break it down into pieces. The first thing that is important, as is stated, is that all radioactive waste is harmful. It just depends on how high the level of radioactive waste is to how harmful it is. Obviously, it becomes less harmful as time goes on as it radiates away. So it becomes less radioactive with time. That is the first thing you need to write down. Get down the basic idea of what radioactive waste is. Once we've done that, we can then divide it into low, medium and high. Now, low is produced at hospital and reactors. They are the lowest powerful radioactive waste and is the least harmful, still harmful nonetheless, but the least harmful. Often these are put in landfills, but the important thing to note is that they've got a waterproof lining on the outside of that radioactive waste. This is so it doesn't go into the groundwater. Obviously, if it gets into the groundwater, you're a little bit stuck when you come for a drink from the tap. The next level after low obviously goes to intermediate. Now, intermediate is more dangerous than low. It's not the most dangerous, but it's more dangerous than low. It's produced mainly at hospitals, and is encased in this glass sort of concrete to dispose of it. This is so that the radiation can't get through it, because as we know, glass and concrete don't really let much radiation through. They're often stored in metal drums, and these are sort of put under guard, as it were, in more secure conditions. Because obviously they're more dangerous than low, it's more important that we keep them safe, because that radioactive waste is more harmful. And lastly, we get to the business end of the question. Now, high radioactive waste is the most radioactive. Remember, radioactive waste causes your atoms to ionize, and it's this high radioactivity that is the most harmful. It's only produced in reactors. That's because it's so powerful that it's only a reactor that has enough energy to create this. They're very radioactive, which means, as I just said, they're very ionizing and harmful to us, mutating our cells as they go. Now, because of this, we need to store them in the most high control conditions we can. Now, what we do is we store them in ponds of water, and we do that until it becomes intermediate waste and less reactive. As soon as it becomes less reactive, we bunk it down and we stick it in that concrete and glass case as in the intermediate. Now, for this 6-mark question, what is important is that you get the basis of what radioactive waste is, what it does. You could also include that it ionizes cells. Then you go step by step through each different part, low, intermediate and high, before coming to a conclusion about what this different type of waste does. Now, the quality of written communication will be assessed in that answer to that question, as it says on the question. So it's important that you don't do it like bullet points like I have. I've just done that to get the main message of the question across to you. So remember, when you're looking at these 6-mark questions, underline the key important words. Then after that, you can then dissect what each thing means, so radioactive waste is harmful, before going through step by step each different part. Do that and you're on to a winner. This has been a P6 production for the specimen paper. Thank you and good night.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.